As the sun rises over Tembuland in the Eastern Cape, athletes can be seen warming up. They're here in honor of struggle icon Chris Hani. 2015 marks the 22nd anniversary of his death, and the Chris Hani municipality, named in his honor, annually hosts a series of events during Chris Hani month to celebrate this liberation stalwart. The values he fought to instill, and above all, his deep-rooted belief in a pledge for a better life for all. One of these events is the Chris Hani Freedom Marathon. The race features a 25-kilometer run, 12.5 kilometers out and back along the route Hani took from his home to school and back every day. The event is now in its third year and seems to be growing all the time. Quite clearly, the community has taken to this initiative as thousands are eagerly going through their warm-up routines on race day. The race organizers and the municipality are keen to grow the area in all facets, and to aid in development of the sport, they brought in the services of ASA legendary athletes of South Africa, including Ezekiel Sepeng.
There's always Kolile Yawa, the Olympian. He was in 1996 at the Olympic Games. He comes from this area. The Eastern Cape overall, we have the Anaso Joboto, and even they don't come from this area, but there's a lot of talent. There's they're from this area. There's always be a talent. It's just a matter of going out and getting deep and identify that talent. Yeah.
For around 2 years now, Ezekiel Sepeng has been trying to take the sport to the communities to build the sport and look for new talent. He calls it street athletics.
My street athletics, it's always going out there and identify talent and host development in the community, the event. So the LASA is an organization where it's run by former athletes, and I'm assisting, I'm cooperating with them because they're the one who invited the athletes, so they requested me to come up with a program that can assist in development, and that's why I'm taking the street athletics. Not only running the street athletics, we include coaching clinics as we do now, because we're not running today, we're just giving the basics of athletics here.
In light of the recent xenophobia attacks in South Africa, ASA used this opportunity to make a statement.
We are absolutely very, very, very against the abuse of our brothers and sisters in Africa. We say this must stop.
The atmosphere on the start line had now reached fever pitch. Over 2,000 runners wanted to get going, and when the gun finally did go off, they streamed out of the Chris Hani Centre to tackle what was by no means an easy run. The executive mayor of the Chris Hani municipality, Nkolisikoyo, sees the importance of this event.
To us, it is very, very important because it's part of our liberation heritage route. But also, we are training our youth how to behave. Because this distance that we will be running, 25 kilometers, Chris Hani used to walk this distance on a weekly basis, day by day, in search of education. So to us, is to train them, but also educate how important education is.
Mr. Koyo and his crew have been overwhelmed by the response of this event. In fact, so quickly has the race grown that the municipality was quite taken by surprise.
Some of the challenges that the infrastructure is struggling to keep up with the pace. Remember, we were targeting 2,000. We've got more than 2,500 entries as we speak. The infrastructure is not allowing us. But secondly, there is no infrastructure to accommodate a lot of our own runners. But we are using also schools, we are using households, we are using these roundabouts for the people to understand that this is the background where Chris Hani is coming from. But also it is putting pressure on us as government that service delivery is very, very important. Teaching our own communities that this is how Chris Hani would like us to serve our own community.
A centre which is making sure that Chris Hani's legacy and goals remain.
The Chris Hani Development Centre is composed of 5 elements. You have the museum, where the historic of Chris Hani is. You have the centre where you get the community centre and the boardroom and the dine. And you have your 5 chalets there, which are BNPs, and your library. We also have your arts and craft and sewing. At the back, we have an ECD for children from 0 to 5 years. The purpose of the send is to uplift the Sabalela and surrounding areas. Mainly people who come, we have few tourists who come to see the centers. Sometimes we get people from Johannesburg to see the center who are much more interested in the natural resources. You see the nature, the atmosphere of this place.
And tell me a bit about what do you have here with regards to the buildings? Tell us what it is.
In the building, we have a community hall. You have a boardroom and you have offices for the center managers and the council as well. In the museum, basically it's the history of Chris Hani, the late Chris Hani, and all the DVDs of his speeches that he was saying while he was still alive.
Gabriel Gay is from Ethiopia and has earned himself a cool 25,000 rand. Louisa Leballo won the women's race, also pocketing 25,000.